Hey everybody, Randy Reviews It here. So this video is not your typical Glock video. A lot of typical Glock videos, they're going to talk about the reliability, how it's an ugly gun, all the things that they felt they needed to do to it, that sort of thing. Basically that it's bulletproof, but I don't think they give the credit to it that it deserves, and they don't talk about the difference in the generations. And hold on. I have breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. A second Trench Grenade Pro Glock video has just hit the algorithm. Catastrophe all around. Comment section, run amok, riots happening. I bring you that breaking news report. Back to our regular broadcast. All right, everyone. So we're back. Had a little fun there. It seems like Trench Grenade doesn't have a regular job or something. He's putting out videos faster than I could keep up with. And he's stolen a little bit of my thunder, I feel like, on the Glocks. So right here we have the first Glock that I've owned in 6 years. This is a Glock 45, which is a Gen 5 Glock. And I've previously owned two 17s and a 48. And that was, like I said, years ago. Like, I think the first Glock is over a decade, maybe almost 15 years at this point. And I think I still have some pictures, but if you've heard me in the past talk about shadow systems, I always talk about on my Glocks how I had to undercut things, that I was getting slide bites, that it just didn't feel like it fit me very well. And there was a Gen 5 in my local gun shop that had the medium backstrap on like this with the beaver tail. We'll get a good shot of that. I'll add in some B-roll like I usually do. But I picked it up and it felt really, really good. And there's a few things that are different that I think attribute to this. So one, I don't have the same feeling on this finger where I feel like I need to undercut it anymore. And before, that might have been because there were finger grooves on the Gen 4, and the finger groove was pushing my finger in a weird spot. It wasn't giving me as much real estate. So now that there's more real estate, you can see I can get my hand under there. It feels great. The other thing that's really interesting, so I shot shadow systems for like the past 3 or 4 years. I've had a Zev, I've had a Polymer 80, I've had all these things. And people complain about the Glock grip angle, and that's why this isn't your typical Glock video, because I'm gonna praise the Glock grip angle. For someone like me that has a big meaty thumb right there, when I grab the Glock, that spot fits right in that grip angle perfectly. And I can control this gun really, really easily. It's like the perfect pressure for me. So if you're a bigger guy, if you have a fatter hand, if you got a big meaty paw on you, a bear paw like I do, where it's almost all palm here, this feels really, really good. And because of that, I had to buy one. I've taken this to the range a few times now. I've done some drills. I shoot this better than my Beretta 92 by a long shot. I may even shoot this better than my PX4 because the recoil for me is very controllable, because my wrist is like almost like it's a really good fit for my hand. It's really good fit. And I think honestly how a pistol fits your hand is like 90% of how well you'll perform with it. If you're a regular shooter, if the gun fits your hand, if it was designed for your style of hand, I think it fits, you're going to do better. And everyone complains that Glocks feel like 2x4s, that that grip angle is weird. But if you look, I can get my finger past the trigger guard here. And I got the medium backstrap with the beaver tail on here. Like it doesn't feel like a 2x4 to me. It feels perfect. And that's these Gen 5s that feel that way. So the grip angle, I appreciate it. I really do. People will complain about it, but this has been the best experience I've had with any striker fired gun on how the grip feels to me. Like, it feels better than a Walther PDP. It feels better than the HK for my hands. It feels better. Really, really digging the Gen 5. So the other thing with the Gen 5, people say stock Glock triggers are trash. The Gen 5 is better than any of the shadow systems that I've owned. Like stock. I've put probably about 500 rounds through this so far. I had thousands and thousands of rounds through my shadow system, and they still didn't feel as good as this Gen 5 trigger does. And that blows me away. I can't wait until it's broken in even more. The other thing is I would still get slide bite with shadow systems occasionally. From time to time, I would still get slide bite. The Glock beaver tail that they've designed here, it pushes down a little bit instead of just out and up like the shadow system did. So it actually keeps my hand further away from the slide than the shadow system did. I didn't get slide bite with the Glock. I used to get it on the Gen 4s with how the finger grooves and how my hand would sit, especially with the 48. The 48 at the time, there were no aftermarket back straps. I got bit a lot. If I don't have this on here, I will get bit. But with this on there, it feels so good. It feels so good. The other thing with Glocks that I'm going to disagree with is how they look. For me, a Glock, this Gen 5, I think it's a good-looking gun. And I say that in the idea that I think a square body Chevy, like when you look at those old square body Chevy trucks, that there's just something gorgeous about them. Like they just, you just appreciate what a workhorse they are. And that's how I feel about the Glock is this is just such a workhorse, and it's so bold. It feels bold to me because of it's just, squared off, it's basic, it's snubby looking. There's no slide cuts in it. There's no holes. There's no like fancy logos. There's no extra anything. It's very basic, and it's like the square body Chevy to me. It's basic, and you know that thing's going to run. You know it's going to handle the mud. You know it's going to handle the elements. And that's what this Glock is it's a square body Chevy. It's not the Honda Civic. It's not the Toyotas. It's the square body Chevy of the gun world. I'm telling you. Are there some things with the Glocks that I think you might enjoy changing out? Yes. But I would say a stock Glock Gen 5 is good enough. It's very, very good. What I think that you may want to end up switching is like, I have excess big dot sights on here now. I think the Glock sights are sufficient. I shot my bill drills with stock Glock sights, and I still beat some of my red dots with my Langdon Beretta. I beat my HK P30L with just iron sights. Granted, a bill drill is only 7 yards away. So, irons are perfectly fine. If I was going to shoot like 25 plus, red dots would definitely be pulling ahead in general as far as accuracy. I think the Glock iron sights are fine, but they're not ideal. Where whatever your favorite aftermarket, I like Dawson Precision for real precise stuff. I like Night Vision, and I like XS big dots. So those are the three that are my go-tos. The Trijicons, I'm not a huge fan of. The Ameriglows, I'm not a huge fan of. But XS big dot, Night Vision, Dawson Precision, really good. The other thing I would say is the mag release, I wish it was a little bit more extended. It's not a deal breaker. I mean, I can still get it by just moving my grip just that little. So like you can see, can't really hit it there. I can hit it there. So getting extended controls on it might be all right as well. Other than that, I put these def grips on there because they're pretty nice to carry and they're still really good. Like even when my hands are sweaty at the range or anything like that, they grip really well. But the stock Glock grip texture isn't as bad as I remember it being. I think part of it, and just explaining, I used to be a lot worse shooter. I'm much better than where I was. I'm still maybe a little bit above average if you factor in the whole population. I'm probably in the middle of things. But now that I'm in the middle and I've grown as a shooter, my grip's gotten better. The Glock feels great to me. Like, it feels great. I hold it. It indexes well. Everything like that. What I used to do, actually, if you look at some of my first videos, is I would put my strong hand thumb on that little spot that they cut out for you that they think you wanted there. And I'd put my hand over this. And this is a bad grip. I went to Valor Ridge. And then after that, I was actually hooking my support hand on the trigger guard like this. So that's that Eric Graffel hold with things. But then I went to Valor Ridge, and they just said, hey, just hold it this way. Just get used to holding it this way. And I've gotten used to it, and it's comfortable now. It feels good. So maybe it's my grip changing a little bit that's made this more comfortable. Maybe because I'm a better shooter. Maybe because I think I used to death grip these guns. And if you watch, the Ben videos, the Joel videos, the Velox training, any of these things, they want you to grip the gun. They don't want you to grip it so hard that you're like shaking and, trying to choke it out. Just grip it, And because of my experience, I think shooting and getting better, this really makes a lot more sense now. So much so that I need to tell you guys something. So it's Glocktober right now while I'm filming this. I hope I put this video out still in October. I bought this Glock this week. 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 And I bought this Glock this week. So there's going to be a lot of Glock content coming to the channel. I'm going to be shooting USPSA with Glocks. We're going to be talking about, I think I'm going to alternate some of my carry with Glocks. Right now I carry a PX4 Carry Compact 2 in a hidden hybrid holster. I'm going to do a video on that. But we're going to talk a little bit too about Glocks and carrying it. I need to order holster for carry and decide which ones I want, that sort of thing. We're going to be talking about Glock upgrades. There's a few that I think don't change the function of the gun, but generally improve things. Because I'm not someone on this that I think you need to change out the trigger, that you need to change the recoil spring, that you need to polish anything, that you need to do any of that. You don't need an aftermarket barrel. None of that stuff. So don't monkey with it, please. Just, maybe shoot it for a bit, and if there's things that you notice that are really starting to bother you, as long as you're not going to compromise the integrity of the firearm, make those upgrades. And if you don't know how to do them, take it to a gunsmith. Glocks are very easy to work on, though. I will tell you that. So this isn't your normal Glock video. I'm not complaining about the grip angle. I'm embracing it. I'm not complaining about how the gun looks. I'm appreciating it. And I think the Gen 5 Glocks are great. All those Glock boxes I showed you are Gen 5s. There's going to be videos to follow up to show you. There's a couple in there that I think you're going to really enjoy when you see them, especially one of them. It's almost a meme at this point. But lots of Glock content on the way. Really enjoying this. If you haven't tried a Gen 5, if you haven't picked up a Glock in a while, maybe give it a go. Like I said, it's been at least 6 years since I've even shot a Glock. And I'm glad that I broke that streak. No more dry spell with Glocks. So mote it be. R.I.P. King Cobra JFS. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.
What's up, fellow YouTubers? It's your sexy goth bad boy, King Cobra JFS, back at you with another video.